Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew, and I have just completed the TryHackMe SOC Analyst Level 1 certification. Required scores of 750, and pretty happy with my score of an 872 to claim the TryHackMe SOC Analyst Level 1 certification. For those that didn't know, my name's Andrew. I've been in IT roughly about just under 8 years now, and TryHackMe had an awesome promo wanting advice and maybe some input from those that have their Blue Team Level 1 or CYSA plus certifications from CompTIA. I was very gracious. Due to already having my CYSA, I was provided a voucher to take this examination for free and wanted to give it a ring, give it a shot, see how I did. And I must say, I actually really enjoyed it. It was very fun. I loved the SOC Analyst portion for Section 2 and Section 3. The Section 1 question, the Section 1 part is your 80 question multiple choice test, A, B, C, D. Nothing out of the ordinary of what you should be seeing when it comes to information you can see. Almost got a perfect 200 on it, but unfortunately looks like I probably missed maybe 3 or 4 questions. Moving on to your next sections. So you have 5 hours, so 24 hours in total to take this certification. Now, don't let that confuse you to where you think you have an entire day to take this. The way this breakdown happens is in Section 1 for the 80 question test, you have an hour. You then begin your 24-hour countdown. Your next portion, which is then the SOC 1 simulation, would then have 2 hours when you start that. So you're now up to 3 hours. At the completion of that, for your final SOC 2 simulation, you have an additional 2 hours for that entire simulation, which, as you can see on my Section 3, I was just under the score and did not do well on that last portion. However, due to my success in my other 2, I still scored with the needing score to pass with an 872. Things I liked about this examination was the hands-on portion within the SOC simulations. I thought getting the seed of detection, so you're going to get 19. So for me, for mine, I had 19 alerts on my Section 2, and then I had 12 alerts in my Section 3. I'm not going to tell you which labs or what the scenarios were. You'll find those out, and I think they vary depending on the examination, but make sure you're reading through the instructions. That's the biggest takeaway, I think, where maybe in my Section 3 I may have mislabeled some things when it came down to how I was alerting and tagging things. But make sure you're reading through all the documentation. That's going to help you out tremendously in order to make sure you're getting a good passing score. And the way that those sections work is the sections won't close until you've closed all true positive cases. Now, it's not going to tell you till the end of the exam if you've closed them correctly or not, but that is so it could take you an hour, it could take you 2 hours if you're not closing all your detections that are the true positives. So overall, I liked it. There's a few weird nuances. I kind of wish that there was a little bit more play with Splunk. I feel like I was actually very much able to navigate in through those detections and kind of just get onto the basic Splunk dashboard and really just look at basically like a host information or some very simple data. I didn't have to do too many tables or too deep of diving. Like I said, and I can't emphasize this the more, you're going to get a lot of information that make sure you have. I had a Word doc open that I was keeping notes on, tracking cases, trying to build out my storyline of what was happening. In that way, if I saw reoccurring events, I could revert back to that kind of investigation I've already done to look into that to make sure I was actually doing the correct analysis or relating a case back to another for a possible compromise, or hey, nope, this is non-malicious because of XYZ. And yeah, it's very interesting, just like a normal SOC, waiting for those cases to come through. And but I thought it was great. As you can see, so you have roughly total 5 hours to complete the exam. I was able to complete it in 3 hours. But take your time. Don't rush. This is it's not a race, it's a marathon. You want to make sure you're taking your time and so really looking into the investigations if you're new to doing SOC analyst work. I've been inside several SOCs to where I have a decent background and kind of fundamentals of, I was kind of able to go in here kind of with the ground running to have a pretty strong foundation to where I wasn't too worried about having to I've used Splunk before. I've done root cause analysis. I've written reports on cases. So I had a decent fundamental when it came to my case template. I would recommend having something, like I said, a good note-taking means. It never hurts to have a templated case template, like, hey, on this date, this time, X host had this alert, and then you can get to fill in those blanks and then deviate and add additional information as you go down your investigation. That I think will help with a little bit of the timeliness and having to write something immediately from scratch. Now, if you like to write from scratch and pull information as you go, by all means. I like to kind of collect all that information onto a Word doc, make sure that the story flows, and then I'd pull that over and drop it into my case. But overall, I think TryHackMe did an excellent job with this certification, getting it on and running for the amount of work they put in. I would say, and I know this has, I think, been a thing that's been reoccurring on a few different people's reviews, that there was a little bit of repetitiveness with cases, and you'll see what I mean once you take the exam. But overall, I mean, that's not one off of what you'll see inside of a SOC. You'll see things that are repetitive. You'll see things that come through several times. That then it comes down to, okay, well, now it's time to submit a ticket up for tuning for tier 2s or higher to now tune this out of your environment. So thank you so much, TryHackMe, for the vouchers, for a lot of us getting to give this a run. Really had a fun time, really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what else TryHackMe gets to bring to the certification game when it comes into breaking into cyber. I'm a huge fan of their platform. I've used it, and I love their Advent of Cyber series. You'll see some of the videos I've done previously this year, even for 2024. Hoping to have a few down on the line listed for 2025 as well. And yeah, stay tuned, stay motivated, and make sure you too get that awesome Service Analyst Level 1 SOC Analyst certification to get this onto the Security Analyst Level 1. Blah, it's a mouthful. But yeah, super excited. If you liked the video, if you think that was somewhat beneficial, please drop a like, subscribe. If you plan on taking your certification here soon, drop a comment when you pass. I hope you do. Hope this helped, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.